A beautiful day to you. This is Ron Janish with andrewscourse.com, and I'm going to discuss improving moving average systems with Andrews Pitchfork. So, little background. As it says here, this here, first of all, is as you can see, is a Word document that wound up being turned into an article in Traders World magazine. Okay, and what it says in here is what we're going to go over, and basically says that over a year ago, before this was published, in Traders World magazine, there was a winning system published that I wrote, and it showed how to take a simple moving average system and make a winning system with it for the S&P. And it showed a winning system that had 100% winning trades in the last 80 years. Long only system, did pretty well. So let's take a look at how this system actually did. Let's take a look. Here we go. Here's the article. So what happened was in January 1935, it went originally long and kept on going long and short and long and short, or long and out rather. And in May in 2016, it got out, took profits, and then waited for another entry position. Okay, and I wrote this article back in August 2016, and lo and behold, in October, before the election, this system went long. So I wrote this article up and said, gee, now it's time for you, the reader, to come up with ways to improve the system and test it out. So I decided to do a little work on this since Larry, the publisher of Traders World magazine, wanted me to write another article. So what I did was I came up with this article here that we're into right at this moment, Improving Moving Average Systems with Andrews Pitchfork. Basically, the idea is simply this. If we take that particular system, the 5100 system, and we combine it with Andrews Pitchfork, the question comes up with, can we improve the results significantly? And in the process, maybe even make us a little more comfortable. And I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so here we have an entry signal using the moving average system, and we're waiting for an Andrews buy signal, because only when both are pointing up do we go long in this hypothetical system we're testing out here. Okay, and so you can see prices come down to the median line, come down to it twice, test it out, and up we go. All right, and notice that during this time period here still, the green line is over the magenta line. See that? And that means the system is still long, because this is a crossover system. Okay, so we can see here that had you gotten in over here where the systems had you long, you would have bought at about this price here, and then spent the next 30 weeks or so enduring the significant amount of downdraw. We're here after prices collapsed pretty much down to a level around where actually down, yeah, it's down below where the original entry was for the moving average system. This is where it wound up getting long. And so here was your Andrews buy. And since your moving average system is long and Andrews is long here, it's up we go time. And so price does go up. Okay, and here we can see this was the Andrews buy from the other chart. And so we draw our next median line, and we can see all along that the green line is over the magenta line, suggesting that it's time to stay long unless you get an exit with the Andrews techniques, right? And so you drew your big old median line and parallels, and after prices go through the far parallel, time to get out. Okay. Okay, so there we are. And notice how nice and wide the distance is between the 100 bar moving average and the 50 bar moving average. Okay, and so price still winds up going uppish and sideways here and starts coming down. Let's see what happens. Well, sure enough, as price comes down, the moving average stays long, and the Andrews had you out. Okay, so you're sitting on the sidelines in this hypothetical trade, and price goes up again, and the moving average stays long. Price comes down again, tests the median line a couple of times, and away we go. So here's your Andrews buy, and here was your Andrews exit. And since the system is still long, it stays long, but gets out over here because the moving average crossover system says, hey, time to get the heck out. Okay, the moving average in May, the 50-bar moving average went under the 100-bar moving average. So it was time to get out. Okay. So we go back here and we see Andrews was stayed long this whole time because prices really didn't make it past the median line here very much. Well, with making new highs. Okay, it tried here very hard, but couldn't really do anything. So here you have your exit, I mentioned a few minutes ago, and then price comes over here to October 2016, where once again, the green line is over the magenta line, and it's long we go. Okay, and so it takes you to the upside, and it's climbing, 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 and as prices climb up to the median line, you get an Andrews sell. Hey, it did hit it the second time here finally. So you have a nice little Andrews sell, and even though the moving average is very long and strong, I mean, after all, this is your 50 bar and this is your 100 bar, way above there, see? It's still time for Andrews sell, and the theory being now it's down we go for a while. And so for this hypothetical system to go long again, what we need is an Andrews buy, as long as we don't have a moving average sell in the meantime. Okay, so get a chance, wait and see what happens. Today is the end of March, and so we don't have a signal yet. Prices have come down a bit, but we don't have any kind of signal yet. So wait a little while and let's see what happens. Anyway, Ron Janish with andrewscourse.com suggesting you play with the Andrews Pitchfork a while. You can use it with your moving average systems, and what you come up with may be absolutely amazing. Bye.